franchising, particularly in the U.S., has survived and even thrived during COVID. There's a bunch of reasons for it. Obviously, being part of a system, you know, having a parent and aggregating purchasing and having national brand recognition. There's great support in numbers. So, you know, some brands, a lot of franchise brands have survived because of the organization of franchising. You know, franchises generally survive longer than startups, but what we've learned during COVID is that there are some additional benefits during difficult times. And those that have thrived were in industries that you would think would thrive, like Ace Hardware, Fast Signs, Mathnasium on the education side, ServPro on, you know, on the renovation side. So we're in so many service industries that people don't think about franchising. That I think, again, the nature of the industry itself and the fact that we are a collective has helped.
Franchisors are pretty rigid about the payments, etc. So in the COVID period of last 9 months or so, has the industry been flexible to their franchisee?
The franchisor only makes money if the franchisees survive and make money. I mean, that's the model, right? To be successful. And so, you know, I would say that there are franchise-based businesses that are, you know, delaying renovations, which is obviously something that franchisees are concerned about. You know, obviously the franchisors need royalties to survive, right? That's just the model. But, you know, obviously the franchisors have to provide some more flexibility.
The PPP definitely came at a time when these small franchisees were desperate. Many of them are very labor intensive. And so much of it was, you know, that focused on the payroll aspect, and it definitely worked in that regards as well.
Yeah, you've got to bear in mind the UK market is probably a fraction of the US market, and we tend to be a few years behind whatever the US does. But in terms of the way COVID's impacted us, yes, it's very, very similar. We act for a couple of franchisors in the fast food space, and they've just done phenomenally well. I mean, it's going to be a big hit to a lot of franchisees when COVID's over because they're so used now to their profits going up. But in other franchisors have not acted well at all. And of course, I don't know whether the US had this, but we've had new emergency insolvency legislation coming in now that says it makes it a lot harder to terminate franchise agreements if a franchisee is insolvent because it impacts on commercial agreements generally. So what it's meant is franchisors who perhaps might have terminated are now having their hands tied and having to wait while franchisees are struggling. In some respects, that's forcing franchisors to behave more reasonably, but I have seen some franchisees behave very badly, not make any concessions at all to their franchisees, and then wonder why they're getting lots of potential threats to sue them. Shame, really.